So, shoulder injuries are pretty common if you live pretty much an active lifestyle, whether you participate in circuit training, hit training, strength training, no matter the case, shoulder injuries are pretty common. But I'm going to provide you with a few exercises to help you kind of rehab that shoulder and kind of bring the strength and stability back. Stay tuned. So before I get in this video, I want to invite you to like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel if you hadn't done so already. But what I'd like to talk to you about today is shoulder injuries. As I explained in the introduction, with shoulder injuries, they're pretty common, especially during within the realm of boutique gyms like boot camps and stuff like that. You'll see it happen at a lot with fighters, also a lot of shoulder injuries, football players. I mean, they pretty common, but a lot of times, and this is not always the case, but just from my experience and what I have seen, a lot of shoulder, rotator cuff injuries and all that stuff, it happens due to two things. One is neglecting muscles that you don't see in the mirror. I'm talking about like upper back, traps, all the back muscles, even the rear delt, which is part of the shoulder. Those exercises, they get neglected a lot, and a lot of that's just due to you not being able to see that body part in the mirror most of the time. The other reason is, I think, overuse, instability, and I'll give you an example about what I mean by instability. A lot of times, like let's take the bench press for example. There's ghosts in my house. Did you hear that? Anyway, take the bench press for example. A lot of people really don't know how to engage the upper back muscles, and you need that kind of stability to be able to have a perfect strong bench press. And a lot of that's due to, ignorance. And when I mean ignorance, not necessarily a bad thing. Ignorance means that you don't know. So, not to knock anybody for not knowing, but it's also good to try to, get ideas and find out more information on how you can get a better bench. You can, perfect those push-ups. Speaking of which, I got a video that explains how you can perfect your push-up, and I'll put that down in the link. But so that I don't ramble all day and all night, I'm gonna show you a few exercises that you can do to kind of bring that stability back, build that upper back strength, and be able to train pain-free. A lot of times we want to train and we always want to push through that pain, but that's not always the best idea. It's always good to kind of look tough and be tough, but sometimes you have to just, look yourself in the mirror and say, listen, I'm just, I don't want to do anything foolish. So, these exercises you see, I'm gonna put everything in the description so you'll be able to see how many reps and sets, or for however long the time should be for these exercises, and I hope they help out. All right. Check it out. All right, so the first exercise is an internal rotation. You want to keep your elbows in nice and tight. Make sure you use a resistance band that's heavy enough to make you feel it. Your body is going to want to move with that resistance band. Your job is to fight through that resistance. And then the next exercise, we'll use some banded face pulls. Just make sure you keep those elbows up and out. Pull that band right in between those eyes. All right, so get a big squeeze at the top also. I probably should have did this up against the wall, but we're gonna call these stick ups. We're just gonna rotate those shoulders, make sure those fingers go in front of you and then up to the ceiling, nice and slow. All right. And the next one, we're gonna do banded rows. Once again, try not to let the band pull you. You should be in control. Make sure you pull the band and work both sides equally despite where you feel the pain. So whether if it's the left arm or right arm, work both sides equally. And the next exercise, we're gonna do a Y raise on a Swiss ball. Now, if you don't have access to a Swiss ball, most gyms do. If you're doing this at home, I say you probably should stand and do this, but not go all the way up over your head if you're feeling pain when you do exercises over your head. Also, fellas, avoid the temptation to go heavy on those because all you're gonna need is a lightweight, especially if you're recovering from an injury. And then the next exercise, we're just gonna do some Swiss ball rollouts. Make sure you work both sides equally. So you wanna hit the left side and the right side despite where you're feeling that pain, okay? And finally, the last exercise, we're going to do chest presses on a Swiss ball. So grab a resistance band. You want to double loop the resistance band, take the resistance band and make sure it's underneath those elbows, as you can see here, all right? And you just want to make sure you keep those elbows nice and tight as if you would do a standard bench press or a floor press, chest press, whatever you want to call it. All right, make sure you go nice and slow to alleviate the pain. All right, so the takeaway from all these exercises is just, especially with the Y raises on that Swiss ball, fellas, I know you're gonna wanna go heavy and go up because you don't feel like it's a lot of work. But remember, these are rehab exercises to help you get your strength back. And in order for you to do that, you have to learn to build that stability first. And the way you do that is with lighter weights, because you're also going to be working a smaller area, a smaller muscle. So avoid that temptation to try to sling some 30-pound dumbbells on that. Also, again, if you don't have access to a Swiss ball, you can always do those chest presses off a bench. I feel like they'll work. They'll work the same. I put the chest presses in there because most shoulder injuries, what happens is it's hard for you to do overhead movements. So like a standing shoulder press would probably hurt worse than maybe a chest press. Like even push-ups would bother somebody. So a lot of times, a lot of my clients have had this issue, and then I will have them lay on the floor and do chest presses with like a pair of 20s, and it works just fine. And you know, they never feel any pain. But like I said, y'all have to start working those back muscles, and it's really a problem within the female population. And you know, I'm not saying this stuff just to be I'm not just trying to call out a specific gender, but these are based off the experiences that I've had, all right? There's no numbers, nothing in any book that says that, but this is just based off the clients that I train. Women typically don't want to hit back. A lot of times they just want to, you know, do legs, and you know, they want to work their arms, but they hate pushing exercises and stuff, and they hate back exercises. But we have to work the entire body. You know, we can't just do legs and abs, fellas. We can't just do chest, back, and arms. Like it doesn't work like that. Like, you want your body to be complete, and in order to do that, you need to hit all areas. I'm ranting again. Where was I? Anyway, but like I said, make sure you do each side equally. Like I said, I'll put the sets and reps in the description. Also, if you need a set of bands, I can put the link. I'll also put the link of the set of bands that I got from Amazon. No more than $30. You know, listen, y'all, $30, that's really not a lot of money, especially if you're investing in your health. So make sure, you know, we spend money on a lot of crap. I'm not trying to tell people how to spend their money, but we spend money on a lot of crap. You know, we really need to start investing in our health. We got one body, you know, and that's all we got. So, you know, make the best of it. All right, I'm done ranting. Make sure you like, subscribe, reshare this video. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks.